Hey, green hat.
Huh?
Green hat, right?
Yes.
You didn't happen to be making fun of me, were you, when I was
No,
posing?
when you were flexing the wings, I was like, fuck yeah.
Okay.
You're fucking jacked.
Okay, it was curious because I turned around and you were like, I guess copy me. I can't ever tell if it's admiration or like making fun of me.
Yeah, no,
as soon as I saw you, you stopped doing it.
Yeah,
and you can imagine how that would make someone feel if they're kind of already putting themselves out there, and then I turn around and I see that you're kind of like mimicking me.
You look fucking great.
It was
You're
respectful.
jacked. I swear to God.
Okay.
I promise you. Come on.
Okay.
You look fucking amazing.
I gotta make sure.
I promise you.
Sometimes it's just worth speaking up, but I mean, I just want to be cool about it.
Of course.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.
Reset. Come on, get in there.
All right, people, so you guys saw that video. This video is exactly why I tell you guys not to jump in and help women when they get themselves into confrontations. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. To give you guys a little bit of context, what's going on in this video is that this woman is an influencer. She's a bodybuilder. She's a workout person. She is one of those TikTok, Instagram fitness girls. And she, to her credit, I want to give her credit. She is top tier. I went to her page and I checked it out, and she is not one of those girls that's just working out to get looks for her OF. I think she does have an OF, but I couldn't find the link. So she's won a couple competitions. This girl is like completely shredded up. She is legitimately top tier. And it looks like she's going through a little bit of the big fish, small pond situation. Like I said, she's top tier in terms of her fitness. She has 12,000 followers on Instagram and 100,000 on TikTok. But in order to start getting sponsors, you typically need a couple million on TikTok. And then on Instagram, you need a couple 100,000, or you need to be at like 50,000. Like, you have to be up there. The results of her efforts working out in this case, it's paid off. Like, she is, like I said, she's top tier, but she just hasn't hit that threshold of followers and subscribers and everything like that to get the sponsorships. And the reason I mentioned the sponsorships is because this looks like it's taking place in a civilian gym. It looks like it's at like a 24-hour fitness or a Crunch Fitness or something like that. This does not look like it's at an influencer gym. That's why I say I think this is a civilian gym. The reason all of this is important is because if this is taking place at a civilian gym as opposed to an influencer gym, then what that means is this woman has been putting in the work, right? She's been putting in the work to become top tier, and the results are paying off. She just doesn't have the money for the sponsorships to go to the influencer gym. Most of those gyms require a very exorbitant sponsorship. Like, you either have to have a sponsorship, or you have to have a lot of followers on TikTok and Instagram, or you have to pay a ton of money up front. She might not have those funds. So that's why I say all of that, just to kind of qualify. This girl is not just a douchebag. Like, she looks like she's really putting in the effort and she's really grinding. I think she just has not reached escape velocity in terms of her achievements. And the only reason I put this much sauce on this chick is because of what I'm going to eventually end up saying. This woman, if you notice the confrontation, she's shouting from across the room at the green shirt, the guy in the green hat. She's like, "Hey, yo, green hat, let me holler at you real quick." And she's kind of, she's yelling for this confrontation. From what I can tell, if you look at the picture that she posted at the end of her video, it looks like she was on the other side of the gym where the mirrors are at. And maybe she was in the squat rack or something like that. And she was doing her poses and they started mocking her. Like I said, she is clearly going to the gym and she's doing her thing. And if she's going to the gym enough to be a top tier fitness person, then that obviously means she's going there with a good regularity. But if she's also an influencer and she's doing her influencer thing, that means she might build up a reputation as the influencer girl, the TikTok girl. She's going to be the girl that people are annoyed by. It might make sense that, there are people at the gym who don't like her. So I'll give her that up front. She goes from the mirror to a piece of equipment that looks like it's maybe, halfway in the gym, right? Halfway the distance between the mirror and those guys. And she calls these guys out after setting up her equipment. Now, you notice that she's not right up on these guys. It's not like she walked right over to the guys and confronted them, right? She's calling from across the room for this confrontation. And the reason she's doing that is because if this confrontation goes sideways, She's expecting people to jump in and break it up. She's expecting that there's no violence gonna come her way. This is what I talk about when I say, do not protect women like this. Don't do it, because you will end up getting killed and they will not care. This woman is confronting grown men in a gym, which, I'm not going to say that they need to be mocking her, but it's understandable if she's the big fish in the small pond and she's doing the annoying influencer thing. It's understandable that they might be mocking her. The guy does, to his credit, kind of play it off. He doesn't, give her a really bad attitude. Like he's not violent with her or anything like that, but it could have went that way. And that's the whole point. This woman knew at the beginning of the confrontation that violence was on the table. That's why she's calling out to the guy. Hey, yo, green hat, let me holler at you. Like, that's her whole thing. She's calling to the green hat guy from across the room so that people can have eyes on the situation. And this confrontation is going down from a distance. Now, eventually you see at the end that the distance closes and they actually shake hands, bump knuckles, whatever. And it doesn't lead to anything. But she even knows that it could. Now, the reason that I bring this up is because of the response. She made a part two. She actually responded to this video, and I'm going to show that. And the reason I'm going to show that is because she got ripped to shreds. But it also proves my point of why you shouldn't be helping women, because her mind state is absolutely dangerous for any man that might seek to try to help her out. She, in her mind, she doesn't expect any violence could ever come her way. Watch this.
You need to adjust your behavior to cater to other people. I'll never believe in that. I don't think he would have just done that if he were by himself. The sound and the energy of angry men at a woman for speaking. Don't listen to women anyway. You are the actual problem. Speaking because my feelings are hurt and I care so much about what he says. Please be for real. And to the manliest men, the men of the men, the alpha men who said, I dare you to talk to me like this. Watch you get backhand. I'll slap you in the face. I've never seen a manlier man. You're gonna hit a woman. I need to grow up. Violence is your answer, and I'm a woman.
All right, so as you guys can see, I'm actually editing this video, and I completely missed the fact that she posted those words, good luck with dealing with my boyfriend afterwards. I completely spaced on that because the letters were so small. I didn't pay any attention to it. But now that I see it, it perfectly proves my point even more. This woman is beyond dangerous. This woman set this whole situation in motion with the thought that nothing bad is going to happen to her. She completely plans on throwing other men at the situation. That's why she's yelling across the room rather than getting up in these guys' face, because she knows that she can't handle it. So if something goes wrong, she's expecting other men to jump in. And if something goes wrong, even beyond that, she is completely planning to go home and tell her boyfriend, I'm assuming he wasn't there, she's planning to go home and tell this man that something happened, and she's going to send this man on a crash out mission. She has the full expectation that this man is going to throw away his freedom. He's going to jeopardize his legal status, going to jeopardize his life, going to put himself in a horrible situation because somebody upset her. This is what I'm talking about. So I do apologize. I completely missed that, but now you guys get it. You get it even more.
I am incredibly flattered by accusations that I'm on roids and tests. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Of course, that would have to be the explanation, right? Right? I know, it's funny. Anyways, the comments that you're leaving just to explain how horrible I am, actual mirror, it is a reflection of the kind of person that you will have to believe me, because I don't care if you do. I don't talk to people that way. I don't see people that way. I don't do that. I would never do that. Stand for that. I think it's wrong. Someone else is doing something that you disagree with, you still don't talk to them. Like, you still don't leave those comments. Everyone wants to tell me to be grown. Who are you to say that whenever you're being incredibly hateful, being insulting, judgmental? Don't put yourself out there asking for it. So what if he was making fun of you? I literally don't care about how it made me feel. Didn't walk away crying because him and his little friends think that that wasn't the case, honey. You don't have to be right, you don't have to be wrong, but don't silence yourself. Pick your fights accordingly. I think it was going to escalate to violence. I know some of you guys are being incredibly violent. I am so sorry that you don't get it. I want to speak, which is what I'm doing now. Make sure to comment on more videos, more things to say. I'm here for it. Love me, hate me, get those comments where women were like, that gave me strength, that gave me courage. And I know that pisses you off so bad because now we're going to say something. You don't get to get away with it because we're going to say something. Everything to do with the fact that he was with two of his friends. Hope this helps.
All right, so you guys saw that video. That was her response. Like I said, she posted that response because she got ripped to shreds on the original video. And if you notice, her whole attitude is kind of delusional. Like, she's got the main character syndrome, and she thinks, I want to say something. I'm gonna talk. I'm a girl and I'm allowed to talk. You know, it's kind of that. She doesn't say independent woman, but that's kind of the vibe you get. I'm a girl. I'm allowed to talk. And I'm not going to be silenced and all of this and all of that. And her whole thing is her ability to talk, her ability to confront people and things like that. And she even makes fun of the people who are talking about the prospect of violence. There were people in the original video, in the comments of the original video, they were talking about the prospect of violence and, you know, how that's dangerous to just be, you know, calling people out and whatnot. One of the comments basically just straight up said, what happens if the dude said, yeah, I was mocking you, so what? And that's the whole point of this. What happens when you call these people out and they just say, yeah, I was mocking you, so what? What you gonna do about it? Because a confrontation is only as good as your ability to resolve it. If you go over there with logic and reason, what happens when logic and reason fail? What happens when that dude say, yeah, I'm mocking you. We're tired of you taking videos and taking pictures and hogging the equipment. You're in the way. Get out the way. What happens when that person cares nothing about your dreams and aspirations as an Instagram fitness chick? What happens when he hits you with a whole lot of anger and animosity? She knows this, despite the fact that she's kind of making fun of the prospect of violence. And she even says, you guys, you tough alpha guys talking about violence against a woman. I'm a girl. Like, she has this idea that because something should not happen, that it will not happen. And I've talked about that. So she thinks that violence against girls should not happen, therefore it will not happen. And it's just like, that's not how it goes. What happens when one of these dudes just decides, I'm not going to say decides to put hands on you, but what happens when he just decides to cuss you out? You can't do anything. And she knows that. And that's why she set the camera up halfway between herself and those guys. And that's why she called for the confrontation very loudly. So I'm telling you guys, if you're at a gym and something like that happens, turn your head and walk away. Turn the volume up on your headphones. Let that person deal with that. I'm not saying that the world should be dangerous for women, but at the same time, when it comes to a confrontation, it's like, if these guys are not in your face threatening you or something like that, don't do that. Do not put yourself in a position to have to fight a man that you can't beat. Because like I said, her mind state is delusional. She thinks that hands can't get put on her. To kind of drive this point home, I'm going to show you guys another video of a completely different woman. But I'm going to show you this just because it's important that you guys understand how dangerous women are when it comes to their delusional thought processes, when it comes to something that should not happen, will not happen, simply because I say so. Like I said, the girl has the should not, will not mind state. And I'm going to show you a video of another girl who has that same mind state. Watch this.
Hey, come here. Did you just push him?
Yeah,
Did
he pushed me.
What?
He pushed me.
Hey, he got the f***ing camera. He didn't push you.
All right.
Get the f*** out of here before I f*** you up. I watched everything. You a f***. Hey, don't you ever touch my f***ing camera, man.
Do that.
Guess what? He pushed this guy for no reason.
No, he didn't.
I saw everything. It's on f***ing camera. It's on f***ing camera. It's on f***ing camera. It's on f***ing camera.
All right, we're good.
It's on f***ing camera. I don't play this shit. 1 second, bro. We have a problem. Nobody better not touch my camera, man. I see everything. He trying to lie, and that touches.
Okay, now that video was pretty self-explanatory. That was the former UFC fighter Rampage Jackson. If you notice in this video, Rampage Jackson, the black dude, he is taller. He is bigger than everybody in the video. Even the security guard, he was bigger than him by like at least 2 inches. What's going on is somebody pushed his cameraman and he decides to confront this person and he just kind of ragdolls this guy. He just grabs him up, snatches him up and is like, hey, don't push my cameraman. And the guy puts forth just a little bit of argument. It's like, he pushed me first. And then Rampage is like, no, he didn't. He's holding the camera. Don't do that. And the guy's like, all right, my bad. Won't happen again. And he sends him on his way. You will notice that not one man stepped up to help that guy. Not the crowd didn't form. They wasn't like, hey, man, Rampage, you better calm down. Nobody confronted him because every man knew who this guy was and they knew how dangerous he was. They knew He ain't the one to mess with. This man is a former professional fighter. In the majority of his fights, he won by knockout, right? They know, even though he's like 47, they know not to test this guy. But what happens? Some loudmouth woman opens her mouth and decides, I don't like what you're doing. I'm going to confront you because I'm a woman and I'm allowed to say my piece. Now, Rampage, he explains the situation, but you see her attitude and she's telling this man, go on, go on. Like she's trying to get bold with this guy. And you notice no men come over to step between them because everybody recognizes the danger. That is a professional fighter who could beat up everybody in that bar. And she doesn't recognize the danger. She just thinks in her mind that because violence should not come her way, that it will not come her way. And that if it does, everybody in the bar is just going to activate to get Rampage Jackson off of her. She has no clue how dangerous this man is. And this is what I'm talking about. The girl in the gym, that was her mindset. I'm going to put these men in a bad position. I want to confront these women, or I want to confront these guys because I feel a type of way. So I'm going to yell at them from across the gym and make sure everybody sees. And then I'm going to confront these people. And then if anything happens, these guys should jump in. What happens when they don't? What happens when they've been listening to my channel and they value themselves and they decide, you know what? I'm not going to die today. I'm going to live. I'm going to watch you get your heart kicked out of your chest, and I'm going to watch it while listening to a soundtrack. And then I'm going to go home. What happens then? Then you end up on the news. And this is what I'm telling you guys. A lot of these women are so delusional. They walk out of their homes with the thought process that your life is to be forfeit at a moment's notice if they deem it so. That's how they think. You exist. You exist to solve their problems. You are just a utility. This woman is at the gym and she's annoying everybody. Keep in mind, she's on her grind and she's doing well. And I'm not hating on her for it. Like I said, big fish, small pond. She's outgrown that gym. She just doesn't have the ability to get to the gym she needs to be at, an influencer gym. I'm not hating on her for what she's doing. She's doing her thing and I support her 100%. I just understand that level of hatred comes with the territory. It is what it is. But she decides, I'm going to confront these guys. But she doesn't walk over to them face to face. She doesn't just walk up to them and be like, hey, what you laughing at? She doesn't do all that. She puts space between the two of them and then she causes a slight scene. That way she puts all the men on notice. Hey, I'm a woman. You need to be ready to protect me. And I'm telling you guys, your lives matter. Your health matters. That woman does not love you. She ain't going to go on a date with you. You ain't going to sleep with her if you put your life on the line. If you get beat into bad health by those guys, ain't nobody going to help. She ain't going to pay your bills. She ain't going to care. If you end up catching a case because of that, she's not going to care. Do not help these women. You gain nothing from it. You only stand to lose. They will not care. And in their mind, your life is there to be forfeit. They don't care. So I'm not going to beat this into the dirt. Let me know what you guys think, and I will get back at you on the next one. Peace.